Hello everybody, it's Toyah here. I am really proud to announce for Record Store Day, Mesmerised by Toyah, rarities and remixes from 85 to 94. The artwork is absolutely beautiful. It's one of my favouriteest photo sessions with the American photographer Carrie Branathan. I adore this artwork. It was for the album Desire, and look at what the vinyl is. It's vanilla white vinyl. There's 11 tracks on this wonderful vinyl album, from Line of Symmetry, which I wrote and recorded with Tony Banks, right through to complete rarities like the title track Mesmerised, which wasn't included on my album Desire. So you have 11 fabulous remixes and rarities on this rather wonderful album. Enjoy. It's on the crane. You've gone too far this time. Holiday weekend, Saturday, 7:15 in the morning, and solid traffic on the M5. I'm heading towards Cornwall in the UK, but I'm soon going to turn off for Southampton, where hopefully the traffic will lessen, even though I've been warned the ferries over to Isle of Wight are fully booked and I need to be there an hour ahead. We're back on the road! 2 shows tonight! Yay! So here I am, I'm about to get on the ferry. I'm in Southampton. My ferry's that way and I'm going to the Isle of Wight, but I've just seen here this ship, and I'm going to be doing 2 weeks of concerts on that ship at the end of July with Chris Wong, my MD. So it's kind of nice to see it there, because I'm going to be back here in 6 weeks' time, and that is going to allow me to shape up all the arrangements for the live shows at Posh Pop. And now I'm going over there to the ferry port to get to the Isle of Wight.
Universe, how are you today? Morning, universe, I'm feeling good today. Back from Mars, and my starship's a jungle. It's a jungle, hopelessly lost. I don't need, I'm crashing symbols in outer space for all the aliens to hear.
You have to bear in mind, we're normally in Newcastle, Birmingham, London, Bristol, Leeds, Bradford. I mean, we're normally anywhere except here. It's good, isn't it, boys?
Yeah.
But wait till you see this.
I wanna kiss you. I wanna kiss you. Again and again and again and again. Good morning, universe. How are you today?
How breathtaking is that? And this is our gig tonight. Wow, first time out of lockdown, 15 months, and our first gig is in paradise. I'm so grateful.
Morning, universe, I'm feeling good today. Good morning, universe. Morning, universe.
Hello everybody and welcome to Toyah at Home. The beginning of the show, this is really a postcard home because I'm back on the road. I'm on the Isle of Wight, it's about 7:30 in the morning. Last night we finished our 2 shows for the night at about 11:15. It wasn't too bad at all and it was really enjoyable because it's been 15 months since we've seen each other as a band. And the reason I'm telling you this story is I've been asked a question by Sarah, what advice can I I give to musicians about to start work again? Well, we all have a right to be super observant, and we have a right to have hand sanitizers everywhere. Still, we still need to be this observant about cleanliness and closeness. Last night we were in a really well-aired venue. The doors were open, the windows were open. It was a seated venue where normally we like people up and dancing, and it was quite strange to be Toyah on stage with a seated audience, but we were celebrating the fact that we were back, and it was a glorious 2 shows. The band were fantastic, we were in good form, and it was so lovely to experience the songs live again. So my advice to you, Sarah, is carry your own hand sanitizer, be observant. Personally, if I was in an environment where people were drinking too much and social inhibitions had dropped, then I would be very, very careful. I still think we need a little bit of distancing. It can be heartbreaking because if you want to hug someone, and I think we're allowed to hug someone, but you're in a working environment, if you don't feel comfortable, Sarah, just say so. Just be honest. This is a new world for all of us. I hope you get to enjoy your music and you get to enjoy being out there and socialising again. When I left yesterday morning, about 6:30 in the morning, to drive down to Southampton and to get the ferry, I was quite tense about it. But the ferry was astonishing. They really ran it beautifully. I think it was a red funnel ferry. There was social distancing, people wore masks, there was plenty of hand sanitizer and lots of sensible, cautious, respectable behaviour. And by the time I got off the ferry, I felt normal again. It was wonderful to be out with people, to hear children laughing, and to be in this extraordinary, gorgeous countryside of the Isle of Wight. It has been such an honour and a privilege to be here, to be healthy, and to be able to be a musician. Our first number today is the wonderful Toyah Band at the O2 Islington, performing one of my favouriteest numbers of all time, I Explode, off Love Is the Law. And when we come back, myself and the band will be on the tour bus, and we're going to answer a few of your questions on the way home. I Explode, O2 Islington, the Toyah Band. Enjoy! Shatters my dreams, shatters my window in the spring. That was us guys, the Toyah band at the O2 Islington playing I Explode. One of my favourite songs. How do you like playing that one, Goose?
I do like playing it. How do I like playing it?
Yes.
I like playing it with my hands. That's how.
That's what we like to hear. So, boys, we've just done our first gig in 15 months. How was it for you?
Magical. Wonderful.
It was, wasn't it? It was really
Absolutely
moving.
Wonderful.
Loved it. So, Mr. Wongus, we have been asked by Dennis, what was it like working on Fragile Moment?
Oh, that was...
In Estonia.
I loved that.
I loved it too.
I loved the freedom of it, where we... it was with some different people, of course, and...
Marcus Reuter.
Yep.
Robert Jorgenval.
Jurendal.
Estonian. Absolutely wonderful Estonian-based people. And the idea of Fragile Moment was we turned up in the studio in Tallinn, and we had no preparation, we were improvising. So my experience of it was that all I had in my headphones was Chris Wong. What I never realised till we went into the mixing room, that Marcus Reuter was almost a full orchestra, but they never put that through the headphones.
Yeah.
Did you have that in your headphones?
I did.
I don't understand why they didn't put it through my headphones.
Because nobody said anything, did they? So when we set up at the studio in a sort of live room with DIs and stuff, and we didn't really speak. It's like, we'll just put this here and put this here. And as far as I thought we were just still sound checking, but we were recording. They just recorded everything we did.
It was 5 days of recording. And also, Dennis, you asked, did I have any preparation? Well, I always write a kind of a book of notes. I call it the Bible, before I start a project. And that's my fail-safe. And before going to Estonia, I read a lot of Estonian folklore, which I adore because it's really surreal. So I was able to go into the studio and I would feed ideas to Chris Wong, who would then interpret them musically. So Chris always knows in the writing process when I'm about to go for a key change or for a bridge or a chorus. You've just always known that.
Yeah.
So we very much worked together as the Terrible Twins, and everyone else followed the path we were taking. But when I actually heard it back, I thought it was breathtakingly good.
It's one of my most favourite projects.
Yeah.
After the fact.
After that, okay. I absolutely love it. It is truly a fragile moment. I love everything I contributed. I enjoyed being with the musicians immensely, and we got to perform it at the King's Place in King's Cross a couple of years later with a wonderful Icelandic DJ, and it just went even further. I just wish this project could have legs again because it was so satisfying. Would you call it jazz or improvisation?
I'd call it I wouldn't call it jazz, improvised. Yeah, just improvised, modern.
Definitely modern. So thank you very much for that question, Dennis. We will next see you on the ferry, where we will be behaving very well indeed. Won't we, Chris?
Yes, Mum.
And here we are on the beautiful roads of the Isle of Wight, and there's no traffic. And this is Lane.
Hi.
He doesn't like being up this time in the morning.
No.
We got the early ferry. We're an hour earlier.
We are. Yay.
I'm going to be home having lunch with hubby pretty soon. How long will it take you to get back to Dover? March. It's stupid o'clock here. We're not quite on it, are we?
No, I'm not.
So, I'm on my way home. I will see you later for the next question. And thank you to the Toyah band. Everyone, including Wong. It's been an adventure. See you in a minute. Hello everybody, I'm back off the ferry. I've driven up the M5. I've made it home with my beautiful husband. And what a wonderful 48 hours it's been to play live.
I'm a beautiful husband, dear.
Yeah, you are a beautiful husband. Come with me.
All right, I'm following my wife
Now,
now.
we've had a question from Michaela. Michaela, you've asked how long have I been teetotal? Well, I was teetotal, I think, from 1993 till about 2008, when Bill Reefland started to stay with us a lot and we started drinking margaritas. So this is, I mean, we're not big boozers, we can't tolerate it, but when we have guests, I make giant margaritas. And in the last kind of lockdown year, I've been having just over half a glass of red wine every evening, which I found has kept me very calm and very happy. I don't think I would be teetotal again, but if I had more than half a glass that size, and I think that's a standard serving glass, I'd be very, very poorly in the morning. And the red wine I love is fizzy Shiraz. It's not sophisticated. And you tend to have a...
Well, if we're not doing the monster margaritas, and it's probably a good job it's exceptionally rare, then I would like a gentle glass maybe of Prosecco.
Yeah, we're not big drinkers, but in lockdown we started to have a kind of end-of-day tipple. So Michaela Richards, thank you for that. I'm so happy to be home on this glorious day with my husband. I want to show you all the water meadow that we've planted. Now, on the bus, I was asked by Sarah Namdara, what tips do we have for going back to playing live? And I want to just pick up on that because I believe that when we walk on stage for this unique first time live again, we all have to be completely musically prepared. And what I mean by that, practice, practice, practice on top of your technique, know the music back to front, because this is going to be a new distraction for all of us. We're going to be playing to exceptionally ecstatic audiences, and it's, for me as a singer, to perform for the hour and a half is like doing an hour and a half of yoga. It's all about breathing, it's all about technique, as well as the sheer joy and privilege of being on stage again. Now, Robert, you're going to be on stage in about 10 weeks. What kind of preparation would you advise?
Well, personal practice, obviously practice the repertoire, and then rehearse for, King Crimson's rehearsing for 7 to 10 days. The dates are a little in the air at the moment. We're still waiting for the various immigration and quarantining restrictions.
And will you have quarantining in America?
Yes, it's almost inevitable.
10 days?
14 at the moment.
Okay, well, I'm mainly playing in the UK. Robert's going to be in America. Well, you're going to be there for 2.5 months, because I've said to Robert, don't come home in between. I do not want my husband getting on a plane and coming back here for 5 days to go back to America. And that's because I'm really scared of him bringing a bug back. So you're going to be out there longer than anticipated.
This is true. But anyway, coming back to the questions, my wife says it's practice personally, practice the repertoire, practice with the band, and then walk on stage for the first time.
Now, I said I wanted to show you the water garden. So this is what we planted. How long ago?
This was, well, there we are.
Last Christmas we planted
Yes,
this.
this is the wildflower meadow.
I mean, it's breathtaking. It's so beautiful. There's a lot of it. This is our offices, and we won't really be able to landscape this garden till we're fully out of lockdown. So we planted this meadow for the bees and for the birds, and it's just absolutely flourishing. I mean, it's almost up to my shoulders. It's so beautiful.
And my wife is waiting for butterflies to arrive and
I'm
colonise.
certainly waiting. Now, this reason, Robert, you're with me is this next question is a question I'm not good at. And this is from Michael Damia Jetta. Do you like any of the Bond theme songs?
Well, I like the Bond films, particularly going back to the original with Sean Connery, and then the current ones with Daniel Craig, superb actor. Well, the original James Bond theme, Monty Norman, and the John Barry Orchestra, of course, is a classic. Goldfinger's a classic. Live and Let Die, Paul McCartney and Wings.
Yeah, I love that one.
Carly Simon.
Oh, Carly Simon.
No One Does It Better is another classic.
This leads to Michael's question. Would you, me, Sydney, Jake, consider doing a Bond theme for Sunday lunch?
Well, probably not, because we don't have the instrumentation which give the pieces what they deserve. The only exception to that really is the original Monty Norman John Barry theme, but really that's just a guitar. It's a bit limited for Sunday lunch.
I think Goldfinger would be amazing. I'd love to do Shirley Bassey. I mean, my goodness, how extraordinary it would be to sing like Shirley.
Although I don't know how many eagle-eye characters have seen, on the kitchen wall above the door into the kitchen, there is a picture of Shirley Bassey with my wife and my wife's PA John. I think, was Shirley doing backup vocals for your karaoke, dear?
It was Shirley Bassey's birthday. We were in a bar in Covent Garden, a karaoke bar, and Robbie Williams' Millennium came on, and we were singing karaoke, Shirley Bassey, myself, John, in this bar in Covent Garden. It was a really wonderful, wild night. Shirley holds fantastic parties. She is a great party girl, and of course she's a fabulous singer, but she's really great at karaoke. I love her to bits. So the rest of Michael's question, I've always wanted to hear what Robert would do with the traditional Bond guitar theme. I could imagine you all doing Goldfinger.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, what would you do with your guitar? How about an instrumental version of Goldfinger? Would that ever happen?
No.
You see, Michael, thank you so much for your question. I've been married to this man for 35 years, and I'm used to the fact that if he isn't interested, he suddenly becomes monosyllabic. Are you looking forward to touring?
Yeah. All right, this is a mixed blessing. Mixed, why? Because I leave my wife, I leave our home, I leave the wildflower meadow. That's hard. The upside is I get to play with the Crimson Brothers, and a performance with people is always a privilege.
Yeah.
So it's mixed.
Well, we've not been apart for well over 14, 15 months. I'm looking forward to not being domestic. I can't wait to be gigging again. I've just played Isle of Wight. I absolutely loved every minute. I loved being on stage. I felt so energized and alive. It was amazing. What Robert and I have been doing for the last 2 months with Sydney Jake is making sure that all our social media stays running. So we're going to be doing postcards home, and this is the first postcards home we've done with me testing doing the format from Isle of Wight, and I think it's going to work really well. We're obviously not going, both of us aren't going to be home all the time, so our locations are going to be different and hopefully very interesting, and Sunday lunches are going to continue. And what we do from June the 26th is Robert and I are going to be doing guitar jamming together. What are we calling that?
Toyah and Robert Burning Guitars.
Burning Guitars. And then we're going to introduce exclusive videos from Posh Pop, and the singles start on the 26th of June. So we feel very, very energised, wildly excited about everything. We pray the world can get back to normal, and we pray for the sake of the venues and the technicians we can all continue working, because being in front of you doing what we do is the biggest privilege of our lives, and we can't wait. So thank you very much for watching Toyah at Home, which has been a bit of a travelogue this week. I'm going to be based at home for the next month. My next gig is the 26th of June at a stately home in Cornwall near Mela, and we can't wait. And then we play Eastbourne Congress Theatre on the 2nd of July or somewhere around July, and then I start the Let's Rocks. So this is fabulous, and if summer is here, we're very, very happy. We're going to go out today with Jungles of Jupiter at Trading Boundaries with me, Chris Wong, and the wonderful late great Colin Hines on guitar and Mike Nichols on bass. Robert, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sweet Lips.
For joining me. Thank you for the Toyah Band, and thank you to you. Lots of love from Toyah.
And from Robert.
Jungles of Jupiter, naked plant on naked flesh, wild essence in wild minds, making love out of time. Confusion in crystal caves, shattered my lights, blow my hair in a trillion ways. The gauntlet of gold, chariots of flames, the misty mountain dunes sense. We will swing with the breeze, whisper secrets and sweet sounds, rings in the trees and our heads are crowned. Blistered confusion in crystal caves, my lights, blow my hair in a trillion ways. The gauntlet of gold, chariots of flames, the misty mountain dew. Send me a city, you've got to build it deep within the land. People sleep, the jewel and the grey are the eye in the ice. We'll watch the real people live their lives. Send me a city, an intrusion in time.